Welcome class 10 students. This is class 10 subject chemistry chapter number 3 and title of the chapter is acid, bases and salt. Students, as we can recall, we have completed the acid chapter part. So directly go to the base and start the session. I would like to request the student to please follow the mouse cursor. Mouse cursor I am pointing here will be painted in yellow. So going to start with the title base. Now this is the definition of a base. A base is either a metallic oxide or a metallic hydroxide or ammonium hydroxide. Let's repeat this definition. Base is either a metallic oxide or metallic hydroxide or ammonium hydroxide which reacts with hydronium ion of an acid to form salt and water only. Now students, please pay attention to the word only. Let's check some examples. Now going to this table, students please pay attention to the left hand side corner of your screen. This is a base, this is acid, this is salt and this is water. Now copper oxide is a base, hydrochloric acid is an acid, CuCl2 is salt and H2O is water. Now going back to the definition, salts and water only. It means we have only two products. If any third thing is produced, then we can say that this is not a base. Now going back to the definition of a base again, metallic oxide. So this basic oxide, I am pointing the mouse cursor here. What is actually a basic oxide? A basic oxide is a metallic oxide which contains the ion O double minus and react with acid to form salt and water only. Now note the importance of this word only. If it is omitted, certain compounds which are quite different from basic metallic oxide and hydroxide would be included in the definition of base. Just for example, let us consider lead oxide. Now going to this definition, lead oxide is reacting with hydrochloric acid, salt is produced, this is okay, water is produced, this is okay, but chlorine gas is also produced, so it is violating the word only. Hence PbO2 is not a base. So we have checked the definition of a base. This was metallic oxide. Now going to the another part like basic hydroxide. Students please follow the mouse cursor painted in yellow, and this is actually basic oxide. It is a metallic hydroxide which contains OH minus. You can see this is OH minus, this is OH minus and this is OH minus. It also reacts with acid to give salt and water only. Now this is OH minus reacting with hydrochloric acid giving salt and water only. Third product is not available here. Now bases are of two types. One base is water soluble, another base is water insoluble. Alkalis are first kind of the base. Alkali is a basic hydroxide which is soluble in water. Please pay attention to the mouse cursor. An alkali is a base soluble in water. Now it also contains OH minus. So when base dissolve in water, it is called alkali and it gives OH minus ion in the water. Now we can say all metallic oxide and hydroxide are can be soluble, can be insoluble. So all alkalis are base, but all bases are not alkali. Now let us see some examples of alkali. NaOH, KOH, calcium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide. These are alkalis. But going to the below box, students please pay attention to this box. I am highlighting with yellow. Now all alkali are base, but all bases are not alkali. Ferric hydroxide, despite the fact contain OH, Copper hydroxide, it contains OH, but they are bases only. They are not alkali because they are insoluble in water. Now, bases are strong or weak. Similarly, alkali are also strong and base. Students, we can recall the classification of acid which we have discussed in class. So we can also classify base on the various factors. Now, classifying the base on their strength. A strong alkali produces more and more concentration of OH minus in the water solution. We can see some example. This KOH and NaOH are a strong alkali. Similarly, weak alkali produces very low concentration of OH in solution, like NH4OH or calcium hydroxide are weak alkali because this OH or this OH produced is very less. Second criteria of their classification is based on number of OH minus ion. Monoacidic base contains one OH minus ion. Example of a monoacidic base are given. Similarly, diacidic base contains two OH minus ion. Example of a diacidic base is here. And we can also see that there are triacidic base. Triacidic base examples are aluminum hydroxide and ferric hydroxide. You can see the definition which is given here. These are very easy points, and if you easily remember the acidic part, you can easily recall the base part. Base part is similar and opposite to acidic part. So now next point, going to the preparation of a base. This is also similar to the acid part. Just reverse the preparation method of acid. Acid was prepared from non-metal, base is prepared from metal. Now this is metal. If you react or if you burn metal in oxygen, this basic oxide is formed, and if you dissolve this basic oxide in water, this is base is actually formed. And student, please recall, all alkalis are base, but all bases are not alkali. Now we can also see some other method. This method is called double decomposition method. Now double decomposition method, the radicals are exchanged. It means we have AgCl3 and this is NaOH. This OH will go to this iron and this Cl will go to this Na. Now after the reaction, this Fe will catch this OH and convert it to FeOH3. This is basic hydroxide. Similar reaction, copper sulfate reaction with NaOH. Now if the radicals are exchanged, this SO4 will go to this Na and this OH will go to this Cu. So as a result, Cu will catch the OH and this you can see CuOH2 base will be produced. Another method is by action of oxygen. So in this case also, this is zinc oxide, sulfur will be removed and oxygen will be added. So zinc will lose sulfur and catch oxygen. So Zn and O. This is ZnO. This is actually metallic oxide which can be further produced into base. Now there are some other methods also. This method is called decomposition, means a breakup. CaCO3 and CuCO3 both give off carbon dioxide to produce metallic oxide. Similarly, these nitrates also decompose to give off oxide. You can see here. Now ammonium hydroxide can be prepared by simply dissolving ammonia into water. Now you can see there are 3H and there are 2H. You can see 5H. So there are 4 and 1 5. This is actually weak base or weak alkali. Students, going to the properties, physical properties of base, they have sharp and bitter taste and they changes the color of indicator. Please try to remember the color. Base changes the reaction color of litmus, red to blue, methyl orange, orange to yellow, phenolphthalein, colorless to pink, and insoluble bases have no effect on the indicators. Bases have soapy touch, it means they are slippery. Now please pay attention to the box. Caustic soda and caustic potash are strong alkali and they react with oil to produce soap. Since our skin also contains oil, hence when we touch caustic soda or caustic potash, a reaction takes place and soapy solution are formed. Next property of a base, they are strong electrolyte and they show mild corrosive action. Corrosive action means a burning action on the skin. Going to next property, which is called chemical property. A strong alkali absorb carbon dioxide from air to produce carbonates. Now you can see this is absorbing this to produce carbonate. Now in many cases this solution or this base or this alkali is used to absorb carbon dioxide from solution. Students can recall from class 8 and 9 in preparation of hydrogen, this alkali was used to extract carbon dioxide which was present as impurity in Bosch process. Second property, they neutralizes acid to form salt and water. So this is base, this is acid and producing salt and water only. Remember the word only because only two products are available. If third product is also available, then this is not a base. Third property, they precipitate as insoluble metallic hydroxide. So we can see CuSO4 reacting with ammonium hydroxide and you can see here this is insoluble precipitate. Students, please try to remember the color because in board exam color is also asked and in chapter 4 and chapter 8 you will need this. Copper hydroxide blue color, zinc white color and iron dirty green color. Going on to next point, point number 4. When alkali are warmed with ammonium salt, ammonia gas is given. This ammonium salt and this is alkali and ammonia gas is produced. In fact, these are the methods students you will need in ammonia chapter and these are actually used to prepare ammonia gas in laboratory or elsewhere. Students, continuing with chapter acid base salt which is of class 10 chemistry. We have actually revised the properties and preparation of base. So going to the next point, let's go to the general usage of some base. So I am placing my mouse cursor here which is painted in yellow. Please check some general usage of some base. Now these are the name of bases and these are used. Some common base, please try to memorize the table. Sodium hydroxide is used to manufacture soap. Potassium hydroxide is used in alkaline battery. Calcium hydroxide is used in preparation of water softening and bleaching powder. Similarly, weak base, that is ammonium hydroxide, is used to remove grease stain from cloth. This is magnesia, is used for making refractory light bricks. Now, test for acidity and alkalinity. Students, please pay attention to your left hand side of the screen. The acid, basic and neutral solution can be tested by common indicator like litmus, methyl orange, phenolphthalein and etc. But they actually give the broad range, like they will say that okay, this is the base, this is the acid, but they do not say this is a strong base or this is weak base. Now let us see how to get this work done. A Danish scientist named Sorensen devised a scale which is called a pH scale. pH means potency of hydrogen. Now it gives the rough idea how strong a solution is basic or how strong is acidic. The definition of a pH is given here. The pH of a solution is a negative logarithm to the base 10 of hydrogen ion concentration expressed in mole per liter. Now this is purely mathematical equation, and the derivation of this formula is beyond your syllabus. Now this is the formula: pH equals minus log H plus. pH equals minus log H plus. These are derivation. This is beyond your syllabus. So going to this figure 3.1, please check this figure. We have this figure of a scale, and there are some numbers written 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 14. So Sorensen marked this 7 number as a neutral, and before this 7 this is acidic range, and after this 7 this is basic range. Now if a solution has pH value of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is acid. If the pH value is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, these are basic. Now in this scale, if you consider example of acid, now there are two acid, one having pH of 2 and one having pH of 6. We will see that pH value 2 acid will be stronger, pH value 6 acid will be weaker because it is nearer to that neutral 7 marks. Similarly, if we have two basic solution, one has a pH of 9 and one has a pH of 13, so 13 pH value base will be stronger. It means that the value which is far more distant, that this 7 is stronger. It means acid will be stronger. If we go to left hand side, basic property will be stronger if we go to right hand side. As we are discussing this acidic and basic nature, now please check. If acid solution is given, another acid solution is also given. If you test it with litmus, it will give you red color, but this red color only indicates that that is only acid. It will not tell you it is stronger or weaker. So another type of indicator was devised, which is called a universal indicator. It is a mixture of a dye which gives a different color in a different strength of a solution. Let us go to that figure. This is the scale depicting you the universal indicator. Now if you are testing a acid, and if that acid is giving you red color, another acid is giving you yellow color, so we can say both are actually acid, but this red color acid has more strength, pH value 1, and this yellow color will be less acidic, pH value 5. Similarly, if you are testing basic and one is giving you blue and another is giving you indigo or violet, so these will be a stronger basic and this is actually weak basic, because the value which is nearer to that 7 marks, this is 7 marks, will be weak, and the value which is far more distant from this 7 will be stronger. Students, let us go to check some importance of pH in everyday life. Our body works within narrow range of pH 7 to 7.8. Plants and animals also survive in a slightly basic pH value. In agriculture, every crop grows better in a particular pH value. For example, rice grows better in acidic soil, sugarcane in neutral, and citrus fruit better grow in alkaline soil. So before planting a crop, we can test the soil to check the pH value of the soil, and according to that pH value of the soil, we will plant our crop. If pH value is less than 5.6 of rainwater, it is called acid rain, and water containing acids like sulfuric acid, nitric acid and carbonic acid that is called acid rain, which actually destroys the fertility of the soil. Fourth use is in medicine. Certain diseases are diagnosed only on the basis of pH value of blood and urine. Going to the next use in digestive system, our body has been provided with acidic and basic enzymes. Basic enzymes work on acidic fruit and acidic enzymes work on basic fruit, so they help in digestion. If the pH value falls, irritation occurs, and to get rid of this acidic nature, we use antacid like Gelusil, Diazine, Eno, and they help us a lot. Now, in prevention of tooth decay, substances like chocolate and sweets are degraded by bacteria present in our mouth. When pH value falls to 5.5, tooth enamel get corroded. So, in order to prevent it, we use toothpaste. Toothpaste is slightly basic in nature, is actually cancels or neutralize the acidic nature present by the bacteria. Now, bee's sting leave acid in the body. So, if anyone is struck by bee sting, then he should apply baking soda and it will neutralize the acidic nature and give the relief. Now, students, we have come to the end of this section. So, you will have to replay the video. Please try to go through the video as many times as you can. Replay the video, and if you have any comments, any doubts, let me help you. Please write in the comment box which is below this video. I will help, and in the next session I will start the next point, that is salts and their preparation. Till then, please replay the video, and if you have any doubt, please write a comment. I will surely help you. So students, best of luck and bye bye.